Hi, how are you doing? In the previous episode, everyone has learned about the meaning and significance of the SCG Codes of Conduct. Now, let's move on to the details of the 12 articles of the SCG Codes of Conduct, which can be classified into 4 major categories. For the first category in which we will cover now is the category related to our stakeholders and the environment around us. This can be further classified, divided into 2 articles, namely 1. Human and labor rights, and 2. Environment, health and safety. On the first topic, with regards to human and labor rights, SCG considers these issues as the top priority, whereby everyone must treat it equally in accordance to the human rights principle without discrimination, and which SCG supports and promotes human rights and avoid any untoward actions that may violate human rights. In terms of labor, SCG strives to treat all its employees fairly according to established labor laws and regulations and comply with the following 4 guidelines. 1. Treat all employees in accordance to human rights principles, labor laws and regulations, respect each other, and avoid discrimination based on gender, education, race, color, etc. Foster and treat all employees on equal basis in terms of recruiting, assigning work, as well as the evaluation of their work. 2. Comply with policies on human rights, diversity and inclusion, and other relevant companies' policy related to human rights. 3. Apply caution in the performance of each individual's duties to prevent risks of human rights violations in its business operations, and immediately report the supervisors upon witnessing incidents to prevent acts that violate human rights. 4. Support and promote business partners in the business value chain, including related business associates, in order to conduct business activities with ethics, respect, and the treatment of everyone based on human rights principles. Now, let's take a look at how you would respond if you were to encounter these situations. If you were to come across someone who is being disrespectful or is in the process of violating basic human rights, what would be your response? If this is the case, it is advisable to report the incident to your supervisors, so that they may investigate the facts and take appropriate actions according to each case. Now, for the second article of the SCG Codes of Conduct, which is the environment, health and safety. We can further classify these items into 3 subtopics, namely the environment, health and safety, and the safety of products and services. Let's start at the first subtopic regarding the environment. SCG places great importance on the environment and is committed to preserving and managing the environment throughout its business processes by complying with related laws as well as to the SCG's environmental and climate policies. It also supports its business partners to conduct their environmental operations that adhere to SCG's environmental and climate policies as their minimum standard, as well as instilling awareness among its employees and those involved in business operations to implement practices and established environmental management as part of the corporate culture, including putting it into actual practice. Guideline regarding the environment. Let us now take a look at a case study. If one of your subordinates report that there are villagers who are suffering from the black-colored wastewater that is flowing out from the factory into their properties, how would you respond? In this situation, it is advisable that you approach the villagers to inquire about the origin of this problem, and then discuss the issue within your team to find ways to prevent and remedy this situation. Although this problem was not caused by your unit, but communication should be initiated with the villagers to get the exact information, while at the same time build relationship and live with the community sustainably and happily. The next subtopic concerns health and safety. In this regard, SCG attaches great importance to the health and safety of its employees, business partners, customers, communities, and stakeholders involved in the value chain, and it covers the entire production processes, services, transportation, and delivery, as well as its domestic and international offices. It starts from the risk assessment that affects health and safety, as well as the management of risk prior to investing or co-investing in any business operations, including conducting business on the basis of legal requirements, operating framework, standards, regulations, and guidelines for health and safety. An occupational health and safety management system is also established to be an integral part of business operations, including the transparent reporting and disclosure of operational information, as well as health and safety indicators. It also includes providing the necessary knowledge, understanding, and promoting the installation of awareness in health and safety care on a regular basis. Guidelines on health and safety practices. Let's take a look at another case study, whereby a subordinates report that they are hard of hearing and the doctor diagnosed it is a result of working in a noisy environment. As a supervisor, how would you respond to such case? In such a case, it is advisable that employees should be moved out of their current workplace and take action to solve the root cause of these issues and enable the employee to work in a safer environment. On the next subtopic, regarding the safety of products and services. When products and services are being produced, safety standards must be in accordance with the country's regulations, laws, standards in the country, and related standards, as well as consistent with the requirements that were agreed upon with the customers, starting from the design process, right up to the manufacturing, transportation, storage, use, and the end-of-use handling. Sufficient information or warnings and the correct usage methods must be sufficiently provided to ensure the customer's safety throughout the product's or service life cycle. This also applies to the safety of contracted and imported products, including items that were used to support sale promotions as well. It also includes establishing measures for handling, analyzing, and investigating complaints and any related emergencies arising from the use of goods and services, and rehearsing and preparing to handle such situations as well. Additionally, it should also include organizing training to educate employees and business partners on matters related to the safety of goods and services on a regular basis. Guidelines for product and service safety. Let's take a look at an example. If you are a delivery organizer and the contractor informs you that they are currently encountering car problems and they will not be able to deliver the products to the customer as scheduled, what would be your response? In this situation, it is recommended that you call to report the incident to the customer first. Next, you should find a replacement vehicle so that the products can be delivered to the customers. You should also check on the condition of the vehicle and the physical condition of the employee prior to making the delivery to ensure the safety of both the employee themselves as well as the products.